Do I want to try Bontu? I feel like I should give Bontu another shake for good measure. This card's pretty good against mono red, and it's like okay in other spots. The menace on it's not quite a flying threat, but the menace on it is pretty reasonable. I'm also replacing a non-foil with a foil card, so it's like good clean value. Also comes in a foil, yep. Pauper's not something I'd really play on stream. It's not very popular. Do I wanna try a couple of devils with This is kinda like Judith. I could try Mayhem Devil over Rix Maadi. This is another slot I'm kind of playing with. Because this plus Bontu does randomly let you destroy people. Because Bontu lets you sack all your lands. Rix Maadi's like not an impressive card. It's like a this is just kind of okay. Must be purchased from a bundle. Dang it, Watsy, take my money. So I mean like Mayhem Devil isn't a super weak card. It's still a 3/3 for 3 which kills people. Something notably important on the Mayhem Devil 2 is the fact that Mayhem Devil dodges Cry of the Canarium, which is a real concern for our deck. No, the matches where I want mana efficiency are like the red matchup, so I'm not sure. I either want Moment of Craving or Shock, because like Shock kills something on the first turn of the game. What about Dire Fleet? This might be too many threes is the consideration for Rix Maadi. Might be too many threes. We'll see. A 3/3 is like pretty decent against red aggro though. Just like as a blocker. I love playing first with my aggro deck. Ooh. Those are sweet. Might have to go buy those. Oh, is this the avatar that comes with these sleeves too? That's pretty slick. Alright, I've got 2 good 3-drops here, so dealer's choice, pick your poison. Oh, I didn't re-pick my avatar after we reinstalled, so I've just been cycling. He's like riding a Doom tricycle. Is it a unicycle? I think it's a unicycle. Land. Perfect. Oh, the devil works with the egg. I didn't even realize that. That's really sweet, actually. That's good. That's like decent synergy. Hey, JW, thank you for the 29 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I'm gonna do this, sacrifice this, and then this does 3 plus 1 to here, and then I hit them for 7. You want me to sack the Phoenix? I guess if I sack this, I can deal 1 here and then attack for 6, and this could come back. Yeah, I guess I like that. I guess I like that. I mean, do I really get blown out? Like I still have 7 power in play. This is worse against Ritual Assault, that's true. It's like pretty bad against Ritual Assault. I unfortunately had to ditch my God-Eternal to that. Maybe I was supposed to ditch the Heartfire. Maybe I was supposed to ditch the Heartfire instead of the God-Eternal Bontu, and then, like, play the Bontu, sack my lands if I hit the land. I didn't have the guaranteed land either was the issue. If they have another... Oh, you know what? I'm probably supposed to block here, or attack here too. I guess it didn't matter. And I'm just going to keep playing my lands out, because I don't want to discard it to a Nickel Bowl loss. And if we hit my other Bontu, having the lands in play is ideal. Yeah, I think sacking the Phoenix was probably wrong. I think my two decision points here were whether or not I keep the Heartfire and then what I sacked with the Heartfire. Why not shoot their creature and attack Bolas? Yeah, that's probably better. Yeah, drawing Judy made my line fine, but I definitely... Your line's definitely better. Because, like, then they wouldn't have this in play. They'd be a little bit higher, but they wouldn't have this in play. Well, we're still in it. Like, Heartfire is lethal at any point. And, like, this Gutterbones gets to start attacking next turn. If they block, I kill her thing and pick my Gutterbones back up. I have a lot of really good draws at this point, too. And, like, they have to block, right? Yeah, I feel like I made some mistakes, and we're still just, like, in this game, right? So, Gutterbones is going to go ahead and finish off the Gleaming Overseer with this trigger. We'll pick this up, we'll replay it. I think this deck's actually okay against Excess of Fate Zac. We have a pretty reasonable clock. And, like, even if they hit their sweeper here, they take 3 from the Judith. Yeah, ways to do damage outside of combat makes you really good against Nexus. Concur. So Chandra's good here. Duress is good here. Footlight Fiend is not stellar. I think I want some amount of Lava Coils in this matchup too, because not only do they have Nicol Bolas, but they have the stupid, they have the, what's it called? The 1/4. Is Grim Innate is probably less good. Judith versus Devil. Judith survives widespread brutality. Or, sorry, Devil survives widespread brutality if they have nothing else. This randomly insta-gives them with Bontu. Yeah, if they have Crypos board, let's just diversify a little bit. Actually, I wonder if Priest is a better cut than Judith. Hey, I'll split the difference for now and go 3-3. Like, Priest is, like, nice to kill Nicol Bolas, but I feel like it's also difficult to, like, activate Priest in these removal-heavy matchups. Leaving summon so they have to respect it is okay, but I probably don't want to flood on them. Especially if I'm trimming a bunch of my 1-drops like Grim Innate, Priest stock goes down, right? That is, like, the best draw on our deck. Let's get to curve right on out here. Oh, do they draw removal? Yikes. Tilt. Alright, well, we get to deal 4 to them at least. Instead of gaining 2 with Moment, they took 4, so, you know, glass half full. I think I'm gonna put Mayhem Devil into play here. So the legendary rule, sack the one you don't choose. Yeah, I believe so, which should trigger Mayhem Devil. So if they bedevil this, I stick Rekindling Phoenix. I think if they play Nicol Bolas here, I'm going to ditch Heartfire and then Lava Coil it. I think I just do this and hit them for 3. Yeah, this deck has, like, very tricky reach in a lot of ways, right? Wow, getting that Lava Coiled is so good for us. This deck's really good at, like, overloading your opponent's, like, Lava Coil style effects. We just have so many cards like, welp, need to Lava Coil that. Welp, need to Lava Coil that. Hey, Greco, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. For keeping me around. Alright, so hoping to dodge their Mass Sweeper here, or Cry of the Canarium. I do at least get to draw a card with Midnight Reaper here. Alright, get to go Thing, which is not bad. I think those are unnecessary, engineered. I think in the incredibly removal-heavy matchups, you can simply board out some priests. In fact, I could see it being right to cut all of the priests in a moment, like in a matchup like this, even. Really looking to draw Chandra, Phoenix, Bontu. Perfect. Am I just sacrificing like 3 lands here? I think I'm sacrificing 3 lands. That felt pretty good. This card's kind of sweet. And it's just huge, right? Like a 5/6 menace. Like that's a big boy. And he just like keeps coming back. Which of the tier are the most fun for me? I really like this deck. I enjoy the play patterns of this archetype a lot. Wunk. Thunder Wunk. So you get to draw the Trader Gator here. You gonna like pressure my Chandra? Or attacking me, sure. Alright, give me a 2-drop or a land. Unfortunately, Judy's just gotta go to exile here. Oh no! Not Trader Gator. That's really unfortunate for us. I've got one more Lava Coil and 2 Heartfires in my deck. I suppose if I hit 2 creatures here, we could maybe be okay. Alright, that's 1 creature. Give me another castable creature.
This is just gonna be bad for you.
Okay. Alright, go ahead. So, we're hoping they don't draw a lantern, which means we're hoping they draw a spell, which is a little awkward. That card's really good, Johnny. Like, really, really good. Oh, I guess if they kill Chandra... If they kill Chandra, she kills him, right? Because she deals damage back.
No one can stand in my way.
That's the type of card interactive decks need in Modern.
The dead shall serve me.
Alright, so we got 2 shots to draw a creature to get rid of this God-Eternal. Literally a Trader Gator, yep. Flavor Wid, right?
No problem. Fire can't solve.
Ooh, that's a good draw. Alright, so... Ooh. And I have enough mana to do both of these, right? Yeah, I do. I think I love Tap Nick here. I think I love Tap Nick. Or do I hit them? I think I hit them. Every point's gonna count here. If I hit him, he can't hit any of my creatures. Yeah, stopping them from hitting my creature is important here. Because if they have, like, a sweeper... Because, like, they sacrificed enough things that they might not be able to double spell this turn. So by keeping Nick from being a removal spell, they might not be able to interact with 2 things on my board, which would be really good for me. Yeah, Chandra's been very, very good this game. Our whole deck's just been firing on all cylinders. brutal. Definitely one of their better cards there.
Sit back and watch it burn.
Yikes. Alright, so... Alright, so I think I finished this off, so that way they have to have a Bedevil or something for this. And there's the or something.
We're done here.
Your existence is pointless.
So close.
I have other schemes to
Memorial's a decent draw here. There's a Bontu in our graveyard. There's also a Dreadhorde Butcher. Swing and a miss. If this is their best play here, that's good for me. Hopefully they don't have like a Vraska's Contempt as well. Oh, do I have another Phoenix in here? I do have another Phoenix in here. Huh? I can't believe they're milling me with the Memorial in play. Alright, they surveilled to the top. Do I want to just go double gutter? Double gutter's probably ideal. And then next turn, depending on what they do, I could even, like, get a Judith back here. Judith lets me attack for 6-11. It's been a long game. We've really slogged here. Also, with the Blood Crypt drawn in the mountain in my hand, I have enough lands to pick up Trader Gator and cast Trader Gator in the same turn. So I could, like, cash in a bunch of these lands for cards here. Which that might be the play depending on what they do here. If they have another Enter the God-Eternals and make it 8-8, we're going to have a hard time racing. Yep. Although I guess that's not strictly true because I have like these 2/2s. I'm going to go to 5 here. Get back Priest. Getting back Priest is, like, really bad if they draw any removal. I'll play blue-white after the new set drops. There's a lot of good tools for blue-white in the new set. I think it's Bontu, right? I can also just, like, play Phoenix. I can also just, like, play Phoenix and then next turn get back Judith. I think that's the play, actually. I think it's just, like, play Phoenix and pass. Phoenix does play around widespread brutality, that's true. Modern Horizons will not be in standard. It is not a standard legal set. What do I get back? Is it just Bontu because it lets me draw a bunch of cards? I think it's Bontu because it lets me draw a bunch of cards. Judith's lethal if they have nothing. The problem is they likely have something, chat. So what's the line? I think I just attack with 2 Phoenixes here, and then I'm gonna play Priest, pick up Gutterbones. I think it's hit you for 8, pick up Gutterbones, play Priest. We don't die to widespread brutality. These eggs will be untapped. Bontu was super impressive in this match. Bontu was super impressive. Right. Yeah, like we're in a deck with aggressive curves that like we went toe to toe with that control deck and just like ground him out. All right, want to draw Dreadhorde Butcher next turn? Any 2-drop would be fine, but Dreadhorde Butcher would be the stones. 1-drop also okay. At least get to do something on the first 2 turns. Yeah, it's flood insurance, which is really nice in a deck like this, I agree. I think it's right to play Judy on 3 here. Opponent missed a land drops that probably just did at this point. Oh, Grixis. Oh, Grixis. Like trimming around the edges. I guess I don't 100% know that they're on 4-mana Nicol Bolas, so maybe I don't want all these Lava Coils. Maybe if I don't know they're on Nick, I leave more priests in, just as like a hedge, because like this technically kills things too, right? Yeah, I'd be very surprised if I play against Grixis tomorrow. I think the Canopy Lands will have a big impact. No, they're gonna have a small impact on a lot of decks though. They are gonna change how the format works. Yeah, I don't think Tibalt's very good in this matchup. I think I'd rather have things that are cheaper on the curve. In my opinion, yes, Joe. I also think Tithe Taker is just like the worst it's been since it's been printed. Like 3-mana Teferi has pushed a lot of instant speed interaction out of the format, which makes Tithe Taker's stat line less good. I also like feel like I have too many good cards in 2 colors that like I don't really feel like I need a third. Yeah, I don't know. My split on 1-drops is definitely something I'm not 100% sold on. It's very possible that like Footlight Fiend is better than Griminate, and I want to split those 4-2 instead of 3-3. That's a good draw, so I can and like one of the sweet things about this is I'm now outside of Cry of the Canarium range. Like, if they cry me, like, this lives. I think I just do this and attack. Eat my Gutterbones if you want to let me draw a card. I don't think Plaguecrafter is that good in this format. If I get Cried, I'm in a bad spot, but outside of Cry, we're pretty good here. And maybe I'm supposed to play Phoenix to play around Cry. I'm gonna draw a couple of cards here. My turn. My turn. Wow, they're sitting on Cry and don't have the land. Sucks for you. Maybe I'm supposed to wait a turn here. And just, like, use the priest to kill that. It's possible I'm supposed to just wait a turn. With Nicol Bolas threatening to come down, it's less appealing to wait, though. I think I'm ditching a Chandra here. Like, I just have infinite cards to draw, right? You're just super dead. Oh, aggro decks that draw cards are great. Aggro decks that draw cards are great. Don't mind me. Just over here drawing some cards. Let's do it. Let's do it. Gutterbones. Gutterbones into Dreadhorde Butcher. That's rude. I think I actually just pumped the brakes on Butcher here because I want them to play out more creatures. So that way when I eventually trade with Butcher, it trades 2 for 1. I think is ideal. No, I think I want to play this so I can play Judy next turn, or like second Dreadhorde Butcher plus Griminate. Yeah, like this works out pretty okay, right? Judith just makes combat super miserable for them. It's like, if this Dreadhorde Butcher dies, I get to deal 1 and 2. And like now, what are they gonna do? Start Law Rune Enforcing my Butcher every turn? Like, that doesn't seem particularly good, right? Like, I have another one here to ram down their throat as well. Yes, they could have a Conclave Tribunal. Locks it on, sure. So they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 on the backswing. If I attack with Judith here also, they take 8. I probably just don't want to lose my Judith triggers though. So let's attack with all of these. If they block any of them, they're trading because of Judy's trigger. Which, Gutterbones trading with 4 defense creatures is just so good. None of their blocks are great here. And they're stumbling on mana, which makes their Law Rune Enforcers less good. I'm glad we're playing this matchup, though, because this is a matchup that I definitely want to see how Shock versus Moment of Craving out of the sideboard feels. Wow, that's... Okay. Are we just, like, planning to Law Rune Enforcer my Butchers every turn for the rest of the game? Is that how this is gonna work? They're down to 5 now. No, I really like casting my spells. Oh, how do we feel about that one, chat? What do we think about that one? Yeah, in fact, I was gonna say this earlier. With Bontus at my top end, I could see playing a 24th land. No big deal. Hits you for 9. You know, whatever. What's 9 points of direct damage between friends, really? Should have killed the elephant for good measure. Sent a message. Should have killed the elephant to send a message. All right, I want to just drag my curve down a bit. How do we feel about 3/3s for 3? 3/3s for 3 are probably pretty good, huh? Is it crazy? Yeah, there's a lot of different cards I could bring in here. I'm never like 100% sure how many Midnight Reapers like I want to trim in this matchup. Like, I get that Heartfire was good there, but I think it's possible that some of these come out. Priest, baby bad. You're psychotic. Priest is easily the best card in this matchup. People that want to cut Priest in this matchup, I would encourage you to play way more games with this deck. This is your single best card against every deck that has creatures in it. You untap with this card, they lose the game. Almost every time. Any reasonable draw you untap with Priest, they lose. I think this might be better than Devil. I don't know, could go either way on that. I'm also not sure on these Heartfires. Like, Heartfire was good there, but there's going to be a lot of spots where it's not fantastic. The Stock and Mayhem Devil goes down when I'm trimming Bontu. I could also see Chandra potentially being okay here as a way to just pump out card advantage. I'm gonna leave the Devils in and see how that feels. I'm trimming 3 drops overall by trimming the Midnight Reapers, so... Easy mulligan. London mulligans falling down, falling down, falling down. London mulligans falling down. Now, please, Watsy. Thank you very much for the very generous tier 3 resub, Goku. Let's get Abzan Hero back in the queue. 10 out of 10. Also, people were asking about the Grim Innate. 1/1s with First Strike are busted in this matchup. This could also be a matchup where maybe I don't want all 4 Rekindling Phoenixes post board. I could see that being the case. Oh, you know what? If they have a 3/3 Beneficial Marshal next turn, playing Footlight Fiend is better here. I should probably do that. Yeah, Archmage's Charm is real good. It's real good. Land, please. Want to get my Butcher Boy going. Perfect. Yeah, I agree. This card's also good in the red matchup, just because First Strike is good there too, and if they kill it, it leaves something behind that still blocks. Everyone, I don't know, like, if people who like Momir just don't frequent Magic for him, but everyone I've talked to is just like, Momir sucks, I never want to play it. Alright, if this is a Loxodon, Conclave Tribunal, okay. So Conclave Tribunal is better for us than Loxodon, because it means that they're not close to flipping this, which is nice. Tutti Frutti. Oh, Judy. Hey, Fantasy End. Thank you for the 5 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Law Rune Enforcer. Yep. You know, Law Rune Enforcer is potentially a good reason to board these out, too. Like, just pulling my curve as a whole down. You know, is it crazy to attack with this? Because if they block with Bodyguard, I kill their 1/1. And then they're like never flipping Legion's Landing. I think this is a free attack. And if they block, I think I'm okay with that. Maybe this is wrong because I have a bunch of X1s. I don't know. I get to attack with Footlight Fiends here, because if they block, I deal 1 damage to their Law Rune Enforcer. Also, when people talk about the land count in this deck, this is a great example. I know a tapped land feels bad, but the thing I would ask you to think about is that if I were to cut a land from this deck, it would certainly be the tapped land / utility land. So imagine if this had just been another spell here, right? Like, it feels a little bit bad to not cast my spell this turn, but at the same time, it's better than missing. And they're through 3 Conclave Tribunals here, which means these Phoenixes are pretty likely to get to go to work. Although, Law of Rune's gonna get to diddle one of them down. So thankfully we have 2. Hey, diddle diddle, the bird and the fiddle, the cat jumped over the moon. You have 3/3, enjoy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they should have tapped the Phoenix, but they weren't winning that game regardless. Didn't really matter what they did there. They were not getting out of it. Yeah, when this deck fires on all cylinders, it's definitely a work of art. I believe, I believe. Do 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 do. Hey, T-Dub, thanks for the support. Thanks for keeping me around. Gosh, we're just so unlucky. Caesar, thank you for the 3 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Banned. I've not really played this matchup. Ooh.
Responsibility. Here we go.
Been watching all the YouTube vids and finally got to catching a stream live. Love your work. Well, I appreciate it, Caesar. As a friendly reminder, and this is especially if you're someone who's watching this on YouTube in the future, if you enjoy my content and like Caesar, your schedule doesn't quite line up with my live schedule, you can drop in and Prime sub even when I'm offline. I really appreciate the people that do that. Twitch Prime quite literally pays my mortgage these days, so thanks for dropping that off, Caesar. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend.
I'm known for my excellent timing. I'll protect you.
Hey, Upsternor, thanks for cashing in that Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good start to your weekend. And look, no numbers, coming in hot with the 24 months. Thanks for keeping me employed for 2 entire years. It's a long time. It's a long time. Mekit, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. There's a lot of great people you could send those to on Twitch. Thanks for sending them my way. Yeah, this is... Having 10 1-drops makes 3-mana Teferi a lot less good. Now I just do this and then plan to Heartfire them, right? If they have another Entrancing Melody here, we could be in trouble. Or any Yoink spell here is good, right? Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, this attack is free, right? So I deal a damage. It's free-ish. It, like, lets me use my mana this turn. Although, maybe you could argue... that I should hold up Heartfire in case they have a third piece of mind control here. Red aggro is definitely the safest. Almost certainly going to remain competitive as the format goes long. Krasis, any of their X spells are bad news bears for us here. So we almost came back and aggroed them out through missing our second land drop till turn 3. Judith, yeah, Judith's like our out here. Yeah, we get a second Heartfire here as well. Middle Child Syndrome. Thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. I think I'm supposed to do this and lose my priest here. Oh, that is not the Heartfire I wanted for Christmas. No idea, Phenomenon. Hey, Peoria Dolphin, thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. One of the things you need to realize is we don't have objective measures for tiers in Magic. So, like, what you see is just, like, what people are slamming into. There haven't been that many tournaments in the standard format. Heartfire, Judith. Heartfire, Judith. Heartfire, Judith. Alright, I mean, that gives us a redraw, right? It gives us 2 redraws, actually. Gives 2 redraws and another Heartfire. Wait, do they just take the hit? What? Why would they not block? Oh, oh, my sweet summer child. Oh, my sweet summer child. Playing decks that people don't know what you're doing is very good a lot of the time. Just like this is a matchup where Shock is much better than Moment of Craving because we don't care about gaining 2 here, and being resource efficient, killing their mana dorks is very important. I think I'm supposed to bring my curve down in this matchup. Tibalt is probably also okay here. Tibalt is probably fine. They have Hydroid Crisis, and they might have other life gain out of the board. Some of the blue-green decks from the event yesterday had what's it called in their board? Palaka Worm. What if I just get, like, super aggressive here? Like, just bring in a bunch of removal and Tibalt? I think I like that, huh? I could even see more Lava Coils being good. What do we think of this? I think I like this. Just, like, pull down. If I'm cutting all my 4s and 5s, do I cut a land? Yeah, let's do that. Let's cut a land. We're on the draw, too. I don't know how I feel about Mayhem Devil just yet, but Bontu's been very good. Bontu's been super impressive so far. I'm probably registering a pair of Bontus tomorrow. I'm still not sold on Mayhem Devil. Could go either way on that one. This is a 1, 2, 3. It's just elementary. What could it be? Yeah, maybe Duress is okay here. I could see that. I don't know. I think my opponent's probably boarding in more creatures against my deck. Like, their big X spells aren't very good against us on average. Yeah, cuts, lands, immediately floods out. Welcome to Magic. Alright, so I just draw 3 and play a priest here? Or do I pass? I might just pass, actually. Nah, let's draw 3. When in doubt, draw 3, chat. When in doubt, draw 3. Oh gosh. Wow. Okay, well. So I'd have been better off waiting there. So if I wait there, I don't get to play the other priest, but I get to stop their fight, which is nice. Which Tollsmere is a good card to have on my radar. It's one that's good to think about. Think we're dead here. They're at 18 and like have our priest now. Yeah, I don't know if they flood a little bit. We could maybe be okay. Like, there's no guarantee their hand's full of action, right? I mean, Lyra's not really that bad, right? Like, we actually have Lyra covered with what's in our hand.
You don't look scared. I adore an audience.
Like, their 3/3s trade with my 2/1s, because the 2/1s deal a damage when they die. They don't deal a damage from Judith, but they deal a damage when they die, just naturally, based on their text box. Yeah, they don't get the life gain here, but we might not be able to beat just like the 4/4 gain some life. Hey, Mega Vega, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. This probably lights out. You can find all of my deck lists on my website, magicesports.net. For standard decks, you can click standard decks at the top. Alright, that'll do big. Yeah, my priest activation on 3, not playing around turn 4 Tolsmere was definitely a mistake. Hey, appreciate the other day how you described the resource efficiency between Shock and Moment of Craving. Craving it felt awkward in Rakdos post-board. My deck full of 1 and 2 drops, and I couldn't put it into words. Awesome. I'm glad you found that useful. Do I want these Lava Coils? Do I want these Lava Coils? Turn 4, Tolsmere. My turn 3 into their turn 4. You want the extra lava? Do I want the extra Lava Coil? Why do I want the extra Lava Coil? I kind of feel like I wouldn't mind Bontu. This is also just an evasive threat. Yeah, I think I want something to like go a little bit to reload with. I agree. I'm gonna try this. Phoenix could also just close. I'm gonna put Phoenix back in. Do Prime and regular tier subs stack with each other? You cannot both Prime and regular tier sub to the same channel. You have to pick one or the other, unfortunately. Gosh. If one of these was a mountain, this hand is just absurd. Fortunately, it's not. This hand really needs a 2-drop, but here we go. Damn. So we have an incredibly slow start, and they have their best possible start, so probably dead. Someone gifted me that domain, but they only spent $10 on it, so, or $12 or whatever it was. Yeah, I assume we're done here. Well, you know, we'll keep playing until they play a Hydrant Crisis. Or some other big X spell. My opponent's deck is the blue-green Thief deck. If you watch the Fandom Legends tournament from yesterday, you can watch it get demolished by Mono Red in the finals. So, and that, again, like, that game is a good learning experience for me, right? Like, we lost that second game because I was like, is there any reason to hold the Priest activation? And I was like, well, no, I couldn't think of any, and then they played Toolsmear, and if I just, like, would have held the Priest activation, I would have, like, dumpstered them that game. So, like, ultimately, at the end of the day, especially when, like, I'm preparing for a tournament tomorrow, like, that's what's on my mind. I don't really care about the number of wins and losses so much as it's like, am I learning, sequencing things that could matter in my tournament when I play? Yeah, it's very possible we should mulligan there, Greaseball. I agree. It's also possible that because that hand was a mulligan, maybe that's a good reason to, like, not every Kindling Phoenix in my deck in that matchup. Three says, thank you for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. We've definitely won more than we've lost today, which is nice. Yeah, we have triple Butcher on the play here, which is, like, pretty aces. This card. This card is what makes this deck playable. It's very, very good. Tomorrow is the first Mythic Championship qualifier weekend on Magic Arena. So I'm going to be right here. Although I won't be streaming live. Anybody who casts a tournament where they care about the results and gets ghosted, they deserve what they got. In my opinion. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm playing this tomorrow, Gorks. Pretty sure. No, just not at all. I plan to record my matches. And if I don't just get dumpstered by Mono Red a bunch of times, I'll upload them to YouTube. No, I won't be posting my exact deck list the morning of. I would prefer if people don't ghost me and have an unfair advantage by knowing what I'm playing. Arsa, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Do I comment when I upload to YouTube? Probably will not be doing as much commentary as I normally do. Oh, I guess they get to protect. Wait, this is protecting this, right? That's fantastic. So these are both going to die, and then they're going to sack the 0-3. Yeah, unfortunately, going back and taking the time to make content like that, Dows, just, like, isn't great. Oh, you're saying I could stream the replay and do commentary over the top of the replay? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that was a pretty okay turn, all things considered. It's gonna be another pretty okay turn. Don't mind me, just mowing you down. Triggers. What's my experience with Cruel Celebrant? It's not worth the white mana. The red, I don't like playing 3-color aggro decks, and I think the red is much better than the white on average. Captain Obvious, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. And I hurt myself. Thanks for coming in for the year and a half. Thanks for keeping me around, folks. This is what I did last time. Probably not unreasonable. I think I left in some I think I left in a couple of Mayhem Devils and trimmed the Heartfire. I brought in the Tibalt last time, didn't I? Because they're just like, make 1/1s that deal a damage when they die. I don't know how I feel about this card yet. We haven't really drawn it. And, like, it's kind of mediocre when you're not, like, insta-giving them with Bontu. Bontu's been very good. I don't know if I've been happy with this, though. I could see trimming Phoenix. Phoenix is a card that's a little bit awkward against their Law Rune, whatever. I could keep Chandra in and, like, a couple of Heartfires. Because, like, when I'm boarding up like this, having Chandra as a flow of cards seems fine. Let's try that. I'm not 100% sure how this matchup's supposed to look post-board. I feel like we're probably in a controlling role a lot of time post-board in this matchup. If I had to venture a guess. Yeah, the Mayhem Devil could be Rix Maadi. Rix Maadi does, like, an okay job of, like, smoothing your draw out, which is nice. Huh? I think I'm gonna bottom this. Nah, I'm a liar. It might be right to bottom that, digging for one of my 1-drops. Seems a little bit slow. Because, like, I boarded up to 13 1-mana spells. So, like, our ideal draw here is, like, land into 1-drop or 1-drop into land, so I can go Priest on 2 into Dreadhorde Butcher 1-drop, activate Priest on 3. Maybe I just want to Lava Coil them this turn. Nah, I'm gonna play the Priest. We were playing Rix Maadi yesterday, Gorks. Mayhem Devil's in my main deck. So I didn't bring it in, I just didn't cut it. Ooh, that's a good draw. Hey, what's going on, Dendwerf? Thanks for the support. I mean, I don't... Recasting with commentary is probably the best idea, but again, like, that's if the matches are worth recasting, right? There's a non-zero chance that, like, me playing in the tournament tomorrow is just, like, me getting trucked by red aggro 3 or 4 times and dying unceremoniously. Yeah, I could see that, Doogie. So, like, I'm not 100% sold on my last couple of slots, so I could see, like, just, like, going up to, like, I have 10 1-drops right now, so going up to the full 12 1-drops with those last 2 slots I'm kind of playing around with could be the answer. No, I'll be streaming all day on Monday like my normal schedule. If we end up having nice weather this weekend, I'm not going to stream Saturday or Sunday, I don't think. If it storms, I might, though. Do I just like... I just like kill their board, right? I guess I could sacrifice Judith here. Keep the Dreadhorde Butcher around. Let's do that. So I actually don't want to go to combat, because if Priest draws another Dreadhorde Butcher, I can play that out and attack with it. Whereas if I enter combat, they just guaranteed tap this, so I'm giving myself a chance to get more value here. So if I drew another haste creature there, it was better for me to not just go to combat. If I enter combat, they're just gonna tap my thing. Alright, we might flood out and die here. Midnight Reaper is great. So one of the pieces of feedback I constantly hear from people who are trying to play this deck is, Jeff, my creature sucks because it always dies. Well, guess what? Our deck is basically 20 creatures that say, if this creature doesn't die, it's absurd. You overload their removal. The reason why this deck is good is because there are so many things that are, oh, you better kill this or you're going to lose the game. Good golly. It's an incredibly unfortunate series of draws. At least we get to be on the play for game 3. This is where the magic happens. This is why I play best of 3 Magic. Because the chance of this happening in 2 out of 3 games is pretty low. Chances of it happening every once in a while is like, yep. That's enough for me.
I understand you are in need of support.
Crips prepubescent beard. Thanks for the Prime support. Welcome. No, I don't think we need 3 Bontus. I think with Phoenix at my top end, it's plenty. Also, like, if you watch that game, and come to the conclusion you need to change the spells in your deck, think about what you just said to yourself. You watched a game where we didn't draw any spells, and you want to change the spells to try and fix that. Like, it doesn't matter what spells were in my deck, because I didn't draw any. So, like, changing my spell composition to try and make the game where I failed to draw spells better is, like, hot nonsense. Just, like, very flawed logic. Maybe Greaseball. I don't think it really matters, though. I think we're kind of just, like, up a creek without a paddle regardless. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I love your content and wanted to support. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I'm actually just going to Judith and pass here. And by pass, I mean I can attack. Nah, it doesn't make sense. They have an 0-3. Passing is a little bit bad if they have, like, Conclave Tribunal here. Because this gives them a chance to, like, Convoke. Hey, Ligaco, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Hope the start of your weekend is going well. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Okay.
This isn't a fight you can win.
I think I killed their board in response here, right? I can go trigger, shoot this, they'll sack this, I draw a card. And then next turn I get to replay Priest, play Butcher.
Only time will tell.
Judith just makes Priest so powerful. Unfortunately, I can't use the mana this turn, but that's like still a pretty good exchange for us there. Obviously. Yeah, Mayhem Devil has a similar effect to Judith there. Are y'all ready for like another vomit-inducing turn? So I get to shock this. I get to play this. I get to sack these two. Shoot this with Footlight Fiend. They sack the 1/2. I hit them with the Butcher. I draw a card. Hey, nerd. Thank you for the 13-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Hopefully we don't completely flood out again. You gonna baffle my end, baby? Yeah. Untapping with Priest is thoroughly gross. Sure. Sure.
You do not have to fight alone. I will lend you my strength.
Did you know Dreadhorde gets bigger when it hits Planeswalkers? Did you know Dreadhorde gets bigger when it hits Planeswalkers? This deck do well against mono red, mono white, and mono blue. I think this deck's very good against both mono white and mono blue. I don't know how it fares against mono red. Have not played it enough, unfortunately. I feel like on paper we have really good tools for that matchup, but I'm not sure if the practice plays out like theory. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if mono red's a coin flip. Did I miss lethal? I could have hit them for 4 down to 5, and then Judith does sacrifice them both, so it would do 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I probably had lethal there. It was, I hit them for 4. Well, remember, the priest can't attack. I don't remember what their health total was, but we could have done 4, 9, 10, 11. I could have done 13. I think they were at 12. I had 13 points of damage there. Okay. Yeah, I didn't stop and count it. It was 4 from an attack, and then 5 from sacrificing Dreadhorde, 2 from sacrificing Judith and Dreadhorde, and then 2 more from the priest. So we could have just killed them there instead of killing the Johnny. Good counting. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, lots of really slick ins and outs for sure. This hand's great. Hey, we're playing against John Rolfe, who I believe you should be able... Is he streaming? They're not streaming. Okay. Having one drops is really good against Baby Teferi. Just because, like, he can't bounce and clear your entire board.
Trust me. That's more like it.
Correct. Dreadhorde haste creatures, also good against Baby Teferi.
It's only a matter of time.
I do wish I had a window to get Midnight Reaper into play here, because, like, currently we're, like, fading Clarions.
We are the future.
So, the Casminian Devil's going down here. If they block anything other than this, their 2/2 dies.
There will be consequences for that.
Actually, do I care about this, or do I just do 2 to them? I don't care about the alt text on this, right? It only protects them and their creatures. So, like, unless I want to, like, Heartfire a dragon. I guess this does represent 4 points of damage from a what's it called at some point?
Right on schedule.
It does represent damage with a Sarkin, that's correct. Now, I do think I want to take the time to do 1 to each of these.
The future is lost.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
And, like, if they clear the board here, which they have Deafening Clarions and stuff in their deck, I get to draw 4, so that seems fine for me. Priest means that Sarkin's not a good play here for them, which is nice. What's going on, Izzy? It's been a good set. Narset is kind of backbreaking here.
For action.
Because it means I only get to draw 1 card if they hit their Deafening Clarion.
Sorry I'm late. Let's try this.
Haste creature. Haste creature.
You are a mighty warrior. I concede.
I've got it.
I get to play this at instant speed now. They might just want to kill these now. Yeah, that's very true, Steric. That's another reason to finish him off. Does X damage to 3 targets, right? They have, like, land Narset we get stuffed.
What an interesting creature. Let's see how you work.
No more games. You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
So... I just go, like, Reaper here. I think I just go Reaper here. Like, getting Rekindling Phoenix into play is appealing, but it isn't. It means I only get to play 1 spell for the turn. Getting the Phoenix into play is good against Sarkin here, though.
Your end has arrived.
Hey, King Tower, thank you for the 7-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. What if I... So if I play this, if I draw Heartfire from this dying, if I draw Heartfire from this dying, I can kill the dragon and then kill their planeswalkers. I think that's my plan. So this is gonna die from Sarkin's trigger, and then I'm hoping to draw a Heartfire in 2 cards.
I will consume you. Listen to them roar. Come on.
And unfortunately, the way that worked out... Oh, you know, I didn't need to play this. So I played this thinking that I needed to have a creature to sacrifice, but I would have had this a mass creature to sacrifice too, right? And that would have let me play the Rekindling Phoenix here. No, I pretty much only play the more competitive focused formats, Industrious.
Impossible.
Yeah, and like, so like, playing this out pre-combat was wrong, because if I had a Phoenix here to block, I'd be in a much better spot. And actually, with double Reaper in play, I'm actually dead to Deafening Clarion here.
I know how to stop you.
Oh gosh, that's a line too. Yeah, I definitely should have played this. Although with double Reaper, if they have Clarion, it just doesn't matter. Okay, we're also dead to second Sarkin. Good call. Sure. Tank extra turn. Alright, Duress seems good. Mayhem Devil really does not seem good. My one drops are excellent. Priest of the Forgotten Gods is like kinda bad here, huh? How do we feel about Shock? Is Shock actually good in this matchup? I feel like it might be, huh? It finishes off a lot of their planeswalkers like Sarkin. It's also just little bits of reach. I don't know that I want to cut these, though. They're going to bring in Lyra. That could make Tibalt good. These cards are really bad against getting bounced. Maybe I leave these in and just go for running them down. Is this supposed to be a Chandra matchup? Maybe? I don't know, chat. Like I said, I don't have all the answers. This is a new deck we're trying to figure out. That's why we're playing games. You want to cut my Reapers. I think you're psychotic. I think this is one of the best cards in your deck against decks that are sweeping your board. You know, some hot garbage nonsense to cut this card. I could see the argument that we want to bring in Chandra in addition to Midnight Reaper if we want more ways to draw cards. I'm gonna feel bad when they Clarion me next turn, but I don't think I can be resource inefficient and play Duress here. Like, if they Clarion me, I draw 3 cards and deal 3 to them and, like, have follow-ups. So that seems fine. Moxamber's real good here, especially if they have Shock or Opt. Alright, what do you got? The Legacy Guy! Thank you for the 9-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And Bulletproof Pope coming in for 27 months. Thanks for keeping me around. They don't have double white. They can cast Casmenia guaranteed next turn. Yeah, the Sarkhan's real scary, huh? I think he's probably the grab. I think I'm supposed to go face. I don't think so. This is gonna make enough blockers that it's worth killing. Yeah, we also cut them off of mana by killing the Saheeli too, so they have to draw land.
We live to fight another day.
So that block there is to prevent this from becoming a 4/4, so that way they can try and rip Deafening Clarion. Yeah, they likely have Clarion in their main deck. A lot of these. I guess there's a lot of variation.
You are so keep an open mind.
Yeah, that should be the game. This is gonna turn into a 4/4. I have Tibalt to stop life gain. I get to like. This is 10 in play. Alright, so I think the fact that they definitely have Lyra means I might want all 4 of my priests. On the draw, I could trim a land. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I want Chandra. Yeah, priest makes Sarkhan worse, I agree. I could see an argument for Chandra in addition to Reaper. I think Chandra instead of Reaper is a really bad idea, though. I think I want to just do this. Alright, this is the tough one. The one where we're on the drop. Fibble plus Teferi is gonna be. It's gonna be tough. Lot of stall. If I hit the red source, we could be okay here. If I miss on the red source, we're probably gonna be dead.
Stand by and walk. Don't worry, I got you.
So I think the 1-drops are even more important on the draw, Kenny, because the 1-drops are what give us the ability to, like, pressure Teferi. Because, like, games like this are ones where we just can't lose, right? Or we just can't win, where, like, Teferi just, like, gives them infinite tempo. So, like, because I didn't have a 1-drop on one, I'm now unable to pressure this Teferi, which is a big deal. So if I draw a red source here, if I draw a red source, I can play Dreadhorde Butcher and attack Teferi. If I draw any land, I can play Midnight Reaper. If I brick on a land, we'll play the other priest.
You want me to phase you out of time?
And like, I know we kept a hand without red mana, but like, it would be nice to just like draw a 3rd land on the draw by, you know, turn 4. Would be ideal. Especially when we draw an extra card. Just how Magic goes sometimes though. Take one more draw step at a red source before we concede. Maybe. Needed this last turn, because if we would have hit this last turn to be able to play this last turn, we'd have drawn 2 cards from that sweeper there, which would have been good for us.
Let's slow this down. I've got time.
All right, this is another shot at hitting a red source to Dreadhorde Butcher down this Teferi. All right, so you're saying there's a chance. Yikes. Good, bad, and ugly. Thanks for the 9-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
Oh,
It's good. Good, clean 1-for-1 there.
If you wish to meditate and prepare.
Alright, they don't have a lot going on at the moment.
You cannot see your folly.
If they keep flooding, screw beats flood. That's the game. Unfortunate there. A little bit of bad beats. And like again, like that's why it's important to like think about what actually happened in your matches as opposed to just like looking at the match results, because like there's just not a whole lot to be done there, right? Like we kept a 2-lander on the draw, we drew an extra card, and we didn't hit our 3rd land until the 5th or 6th turn there. And even then we were still missing a color, which let them get a little bit too far ahead. I'm gonna hit the bathroom and I'm gonna come back. We're gonna play a couple more matches before I wrap up tonight. I don't think that's worth thinking about at all, Quaddle. I don't think Memorial to Folly would have changed the outcome of that game. I think having a tap plan there was irrelevant. Having a tap plan did not buy us back any of the tempo that we lost. We're still just incredibly far behind. Needed an untapped land. Never didn't have it. Sometimes you just gotta believe, chat. You gotta look at your hand and say, what are the odds we win if we hit? High, keep. Stormbreath Dragon, the deck we just played against, is arguably the best deck in this format. Maybe you could argue that Mono Red is slightly better than it, but the opponent's deck that we just lost to where we stumbled and died, they're arguably playing the best deck in the format. So if you don't like playing against those, I got some real bad news for you.
It's not often I'm outmaneuvered.
Land? Well, I mean, that's technically what I asked for, right? Better than missing again? We about to get command the Dreadhorde? I think we're about to get commanded. Maybe I shouldn't have killed there. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have killed their Vraska. Maybe I should have just gone upstairs there. It would have put them to 12 and not left them with a thing to get back. I have no idea, Fearhoots. This is completely irrelevant. So, Vernash, here's the correct way. A lot of people don't think about their mana bases in the way that makes the most sense, in my opinion. So, instead of thinking about this Memorial to Folly as being awkward because it was a tapped land, I want you to think about what happens if this is a spell and not a land. The question isn't, is this a Memorial or is this a basic? The question is this a Memorial or is this a spell? I'm playing the Memorial because I want to play another spell. Or I want to play another land that's also a spell. So again, you're asking yourself the wrong question. The question isn't, should this be an untapped land? It's, should this be a spell? And obviously a game like this, while it feels bad that it's not an untapped land, there's other games where, like, you want it to be a spell, basically. Alright, they're down to 6 here. So, like, if they don't find a, thing right away, it could be in a pretty okay spot again. I think I just go ahead and cash this in and kill the Vraska here.
I was getting bored anyway.
I've got it.
Yep. Yep. All right, so I think I Mayhem Devil into Gutterbones, and then I do this, bin these, kill this, see what we draw. Ugh. The fact that, like, Tamio just, like, also happens to make it so we can't make them sacrifice things, like, really sucks. Yeah, that was a good turn, but I don't think it's gonna be enough here. We were on the draw and stumbled again, and like I kept a one-lander, so like stumbling's not that unlikely. All right, that'll do pig. Let's keep a hand that gets to play lands on the play.
Ready to join them.
Hey, Ace Tiger, thank you for the very generous tier 3 sub. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Lava Coil and Tibalt are excellent here. I think that's what I want to do. What matchups do you want Chandra in against control decks? Things like Grixis and Esper, stuff like that. Decks that are trying to go long and also tend to lack closing power. Sounds good, Ace. Thanks for the support. Honestly, Socio Penguin, I'd encourage you to just not pay attention to that. Most people are glacial. Like, even this game, my opponent's played taken 4 minutes, and I've taken less than a minute and a half. Yeah, I mean, there'll be some amount of people playing the command deck tomorrow, but in my experience playing with the command deck, it's not one of the matchups I'm super worried about. I also think just, like, an average aggressive draw out of us is just, like, more than adequate. The 4-color command deck's been incredibly clunky and awkward in my experience playing with it. When it fires on all cylinders, it's great, but there's a lot of times it just, like, misses colors or lots of other things that just, like, don't break in its favor. Yeah, whether or not they have Wild Growth Walker on 2 or not is a big deal for sure. Nope, we're just trying different things, Bino. That's how you figure things out, is you practice. You say, hey, maybe this other thing's good, and you play some games with it. I don't know that I've been happy with Spawn. I don't know that I've been happy with the 3-drop that we're playing, but what's his name's been real good. The Bontu's been quite excellent. Yeah, Mayhem Devil, that's the one. I've not been super happy with Mayhem Devil. Spawn of Mayhem just being another beefy flyer is, like, kind of nice. You close a lot of games out by killing people in the air. Yeah, Mayhem Devil, the problem with Mayhem Devil is it's what I would describe as like a 2 or 10 card. It's a card where like, when it's good, it's the best card in your deck, and when it's bad, it's like aggressively mediocre. So like, a card like Spawn of Mayhem is a card that's just like, closer to like a 6 or 7 a lot of the time. It's like, meets you somewhere in the middle, essentially. So, Rix Maadi is a card that is really hard for inexperienced players to evaluate the power level of, because the games that Rix Maadi helps you win just by smoothing out are ones that are hard to keep track of, right? Like, Rix Maadi is the type of card where, like, it can draw you 3 cards in the late game, but in the early game, it just, like, helps you hit that 3rd land drop that you're missing. Rix Maadi is a card that not only is it a draw 3 in the late game, but in the early game, it's the difference between stumbling and dying or not, or flooding out, not having enough action. Awesome, Kong. Congrats. Yeah, I like this list a lot. It's been a lot of fun for me. I'm gonna go ahead and sack my Phoenix here. And I can hit them with the Dreadhorde Butcher. They have a removal spell and just opted not to kill the priest. Maybe they wanted to, like, end step kill the Phoenix on tap. They, like, Ritualist it here. Sacrificing the bird is bad. There could definitely be an argument for having jammed the priest there and sacrificed my other priest to keep the bird as a resilient play through a sweeper. Well, I don't really have any plays that beat Massacre Girl, so that's, like, not even really worth talking about. The cast down likely indicates they don't have a sweeper, so that's nice. They could have another piece of spot removal for this egg, though. They have, like, a Teferi or a Vraska. They could kill my egg. Hey, what's going on, Ebok? Wow, super punished. I guess that's really no different than like a sweeper. I saw Darby playing this card last night over Ritualist it.
This isn't a fight, you hurry!
Let's play one more with this before we play some Green Red Sarkhan. Yeah, we played it yesterday with Rix Maadi Reveler. You can find that on my YouTube channel and my website as always. Don't really have an interest in playing the Dinosaur deck again, Mox. It's just not good. It's just much worse than like the Green Red Sarkhan deck. Big clunky things need to fly to have a chance in Standard. Pretty good. 1, 2, 3. Evasion is great. I agree. Do you have a Doomblade? Yeah, it could be Mardu humans, just like generic Mardu hero deck. They have Integrity Intervention here. This priest activation isn't great, but that means they're not going to use it inside of combat, which is nice. I think I'm going to activate priest, sacrificing Gutterbones and Grim Innate here, shoot down a token. They had Shock in their hand and they let me untap. That's so weird. Seems like a mistake. I think we're probably still behind though here. Because they have double hero and I don't have a removal spell for it. I get to play Phoenix this turn, so that's nice. A little bit out of gas here though, unfortunately. Good. What's going on, Chalky? Good evening. Oh, I missed J-Ray's tip. Only have enough to get into the queue this week, so I should bump it up with Payday, but let's get Sultai Diviner back in. Definitely. Thanks for the support. I think I just want to double block here. Yeah, I think we're on the kill him with Reaper triggers plan. The Phoenix is also like, just like quickly lethal, right? Well. Yikes. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Is Tibalt good? I feel like that's like a solid maybe. Could also just like kill their stuff. Killing their stuff is probably a better plan. Maybe Grim Innate's just not good enough. Bring in a pair. Let's try that. Devils do trade with 2/2s. Yeah, that's true. He does not line up well into Soren's Plus. This might be a matchup where the Tibalts might be better as Chandras. Like, just assuming that this is going to be a matchup that goes long. Might not be unreasonable. I could see that. Just, like, gear up to, like, generate card advantage and grind it out. Alright, so Brees is dead. Don't de-spark me, bro. Get one of these monkeys off my back. Now the unfortunate part here is like my opponent's missing land drops, but that means they have 5 spells in their hand right now. This is like pretty rough. Means that like when they finally hit their land, they're just gonna have way more action than we do. I led on the Midnight Reaper because they have 5 spells in their hand, Stan B. And I wanted to play the one that I cared about dying the least first, because you're right, Judith is better, which is why playing Judith second is ideal, because the first creature I play is very likely to die. I'm not sure I understand what you're asking, Stan B. Sure, I shocked the Footlight Fiend. Because the Judith's going to fucking die, chat. The Judith is going to die. My opponent has 5 spells in their hand. Good lord. I didn't take the play that assumed my opponent had Stone Cold Nothing, because we know they don't have lands. Gosh, Bontu is good. Yeah, Bontu's been worth his weight. Both is just like a great sized body, while also just like helping us recover from flooding a little bit, like case in point. You know, it's funny. Explaining to my kids' teachers what I do for a living is easier than explaining to most people because their teachers are 20-somethings and they know what Twitch are. A lot of people have no idea what Twitch is. Let's do this. I take 4 and go to 7. Hey, Wardav, thanks for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Sure. Hey, look. Lethal. Trader Gator is very menacing. As someone who fixes computers and phones for a living, half of people over 24 don't know what a volume button is. That's probably true. What was their misplay? Yeah, I think I want Chandra and not Tibalt here. I think I'd like to try and grind them out. They could have mentored Warboss. I mean, they're still dead the following turn to my second Judith, right? So it doesn't really matter. I think I'm happy with what I did here. Maybe some number of Midnight Reaper are too slow. Maybe I want some Footlight Fiend just because they trade up okay. Midnight Reaper is card advantage though, which is nice. Let's try this. Opponent's deck. Neither of the decks in this match are really a thing, so we're both just like kind of trying to feel out what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah, it seems fine. Rix Maadi will smooth a little bit here for us, probably. Probably ditch the Rekindling Phoenix, depending on what we draw. Shock is excellent. This might be a little aggressive, but they play like a hero or something on 2. Alright, so this is gonna die. Nah, I just don't have time to fit something like that in, J-Ray. Maybe if I, like, get to a point someday where, like, my deck queue is empty. But, like, as long as the deck queue is, like, overflowing, I don't think there's a reason for me to, like, venture into other monetization models effectively. Just go ahead and block here, I think. Just like try and get the board clear so I can stick Chandra on an empty one. Maybe ditching the second Chandra is wrong. So we're hoping they play something that dies to shock here. Even care about that, right? Do I even shock this? They missed their land drop, right? Yeah, if they go land reinforcements, I lose my Chandra, which feels bad.
Time to fight fire with fire.
They go lightning strike into Judith, I lose my Chandra. unfortunate. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm playing it tomorrow, Persip. I'm playing this or the green-red Sarkin deck. This is going to be our last match with this before we change the other one. Yeah, like, saving shocks for their higher impact threats is, like, not necessarily a bad thing. I have no idea what our record is. That's irrelevant. The part where they cast heroic reinforcements and I die. Tajik, sure. God, their draws have been so good. Dead here.
Through feud or feast, your blood is mine.
It's just so impossible to race. Dead to shock and lightning strike. Yeah, so if I'd have burned my shock on their Legion token, my Chandra ends up living, and then the game snowballs a little bit in my favor. I think that's being results based. Heroic reinforcements is more realistic than Judith there because like they played the first fort onto an empty board when they had 3 mana. So like if they had the Judith, they could have used the mana that turn. I also might have taken too aggressive of a stance at the end of the game there because like I was trying to close the game out and then Sorin just made it impossible to race for me. It's like it didn't matter how good Dreadhorde Butcher was because the Sorin was just gonna be impossible to race. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm happy with the 75. I don't know if I'm going to play this tomorrow or the green-red deck. I need to restart the client here really quick before we play green-red to wrap things up. I mean, I didn't think I needed the Chandra to win was the takeaway. just to keep them off the mana. That's interesting. So, like, maybe I'm supposed to, like, not be mana efficient there, and I'm supposed to, like, play Shock plus play. I'm supposed to play Shock plus play the Priest, maybe. And just not use all my mana.